Henry the Green Engine, number 3, and one of Sir Topham Hatt's first 3 engines. Henry has went for a lot in his life, from being a bad steamer to being now one of Sir Topham Hatt's strongest engines, and one of his famous 8 engines. Henry, in many occasions, have proven the engines wrong, from his fear, or to even being able to prove our lovable Gordon wrong, that he is strong enough to even pull the Express. So, today, let's talk about Henry the Green Engine. Henry's first story in the books and in the TV series was how Henry was a bad steamer, and how Henry got stuck in the tunnel and didn't want to come out. Now, Henry was stuck in the tunnel because he was so-called afraid of the rain. Henry did not want to get out of the tunnel because he didn't want to spoil his paint. Henry was just an ignorant engine that didn't want to come out of the tunnel because he didn't want to ruin his paintwork, and he, like the other big engines, they just wanted their paintwork to just be shiny and clean, just like how James likes it. Henry stayed in the tunnel, and Sir Topham Hatt bricked him up. Besides that, Henry stayed in this tunnel for several months, even years. As much as people say this is like cruelty, Henry had this coming to him. Stay in this tunnel and getting the passengers to push and pull him out, not moving at all, was just very bad for Sir Topham Hatt's railway. He was eventually let out later on, but this was just the start of Henry's character. Once Henry was finally let out the tunnel because Gordon broke down in front of him, he was able to prove himself to Sir Topham Hatt, and he did so by helping Edward pull the big train to the end of the line. This was Henry's big point to get out there. Now, Henry had some flaws. He was basically a version of Gordon that wasn't that good, and it was a flawed prototype. So, his new story began here. Once Henry came out the tunnel, he had problems steaming. He kept feeling ill, which made the other engines think he was just acting. Henry was really sick and needed special coal because his shape wasn't working. Henry needed this special coal, and it made him feel better. Henry was able to pull trains and even the Express better than Gordon. So Topham Hatt liked this new Henry. Henry felt alive and better than ever. From Henry being late to pulling trains to Thomas's branch line to now being the Express engine just made Henry feel a lot better. Henry was going places until one day. One night, while Henry was pulling the Flying Kipper, he had, a nasty accident. This came with some minor problems. Henry was badly damaged, and Sir Topham Hatt sent him to Crewe to get repaired. And Henry came back, a different engine. He came back in the form that we know him today. And he was really strong. And this is the Henry we know now. Now, Henry's stories following this are just rivalries with James or even with Gordon. TV series, notable things about Henry is he gets afraid a lot. Now, something I like in Henry's Hero, they really play with this. Henry is very afraid, and I take this as a notable story of coal and bad coal. Now, obviously that is understandable. After everything that Henry's been through, Henry is obviously going to say no to having coal and this black steam that he's having. So he gives up, but he also sees that as Hero's doing it, he should do it too. If Hero, an engine like him that had no parts when he was on Sodor, Henry feels that he should do it too, as if he's not scared, why should he be? Henry is just outstanding of an engine. If you think about it, Henry's hero should have really broken the ice with his sphere of anything. Something else I would like to take notable in this here, talking about Henry being afraid. Henry was put in the CGI era as the feared. Like, he was scared of literally everything. Something I like that they fixed before they kicked Henry out was that Henry got to get back at all the engines. Got to say that, hey, you guys fought down on me. He was painted in a glowing green where he scared all the engines. Henry's just outstanding, and you can see why Tom Hat kept him. He saw potential in Henry, and that's what makes Henry such an enterprising engine. One of the Tom Hat's fantastic engines, and I've got to admit, the more you look into Henry, the more you love this big green tender engine. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. This is Northwestern Studios, signing off.